I'm going to show you the fastest and lowest cost way to turn one car key into two with the help of TomsKey Company. There's solutions to make a spare key and fob for lots of different vehicles at tomskey.com. Before we jump in the vehicle to see just how easy this is, I'm going to place a phone call to the car dealership to find out just how much money they want to rip me off for to make a spare key and how long I'm going to have to sit at the dealership.
GM Parts is Steven, I can help you.
I'm trying to find out what it costs to get another key for a 2017 Acadia.
Of course, one moment.
While I wait on hold with the dealership, watch how easy this is. Here we go. It's important to know you must have one working key in order to use TomsKey Company to help you make a spare. I've got the tile key finder on our one working key. Today, we're going to be programming 2 additional spare keys. I've tagged one with purple, one with blue, just to make it easy. So when we're all done, we'll have a total of 3 working keys for this vehicle. It was a used car and came with only one key. What a pain. Well, TomsKey Company makes it super easy. When you come to our website, you'll order the programming device, however many keys you need, and be sure you pay attention for our key by photo key cutting service. Watch for more on that later in the video. Okay, to get started, you're going to scan the QR code and download the app onto your phone. Simply come into pair a new key. It tells us the first thing we need to do is plug this into the OBD port. Come down near your gas and brake pedal, look around till you find a port like that. This guy will plug right into it. To make your life easier, I recommend you pick up this optional extension cable, because then you can plug it in and see what's going on with the programmer. Let's continue. We need to scan and make a Bluetooth connection. Okay, there we go. Let's see a matching serial number here. Let's get that connection. Perfect. We see the comm light turn on. We're ready to continue. Okay, before we begin, I want to point out you can contact tech support right here. They're available right from the phone during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, and they'll help solve all your problems. Let's go ahead and begin programming. Watch how easy this is. Calibrating the tool. Okay, we need to enter the license plate or scan the VIN. Because this car was just bought, there is no license plate yet, so I'm going to have to enter the VIN. You can find the VIN sticker easily on the edge of the vehicle frame or on the edge of your door. And this one, it's right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and enter that and let's submit. Okay, it had a hard time pulling up that this is a GMC Acadia 2017. We're doing a smart key. This is a push button start vehicle, not a turnkey. See, this should take no longer than 15 minutes. Don't leave the app while you're programming. Make sure you've got all previously programmed keys. Be sure you've got an internet connection. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, we got a couple minutes to wait. So make sure you've turned the radio off. Don't have the air conditioning or the heater running. Be sure your headlights are off. Roll down the windows if it's a hot day. Just generally avoid running the vehicle battery since the engine's not running and you don't want to drain your car battery. While we're waiting, I'm going to call the GMC dealership and find out how much they want to charge to make a spare key and how long they say it's going to take. I'm trying to find out what it costs to get another key for a 2017 GMC Acadia.
Let me look it up. I don't have a key machine, and actually my Chevy building has a key machine, but I believe it's down. But I can still look up the price anyways. Just the hideaway key itself is $65.
Okay.
And the fob is going to be, oh, there's quite a few of them to choose from. I would need the VIN, but generally I know they run anywhere from $175 for the fobs.
So it sounds like I got to talk to service to confirm the price on programming, but we got to wait till your machine's up and running again or something. Can you transfer me over to service? Okay, we're just about done here. Preparing for programming, getting ready. I noticed my Bluetooth connection dropped. Okay, leave the ignition off, turn the hazard lights on. Hazard lights are now flashing. Let's go ahead and click continue. Ignition is turned off. Configuring the system, please wait. Notice the hazard lights kind of turned on solid, then they turned off. It's normal for different lights and things to flash, and sometimes there'd be chimes. We'll wait for this to configure the system. Light started flashing and it tells me a PIN code, 4132. I'm going to take note of that. Go ahead and hit continue. Configuring the system, wait for 45 seconds. Okay, this is really easy. The app walks you through each step of the process. I do want to note the app will improve over time. So as you watch this, there may be slight differences as the app continues to get better. So just follow the instructions on the app for your vehicle. All right, put the new keyless remote in the programming slot. It's located in the center console or the cup holder. If you can't find it, look in your owner's manual. Okay, so sometimes that programming slot may be under the cup holder here. You can usually lift out. However, in this vehicle, if you open the center console, programming slot's right there. You might think that's for business cards or coins or something. Well, guess what? That's for key programming slot. Other times, the programming slot will be at the very bottom of the compartment, and there'll be an outline that fits your key. Okay, so we've got 2 to pair. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this blue one, put it into the programming slot, just like that, and hit continue. Initializing vehicle systems, please wait. Lights start flashing, things turning on, verifying the PIN code. So it carried that 4132. My hazards are flashing. Security system wait timer. Please wait for 10 minutes. Okay, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Looks like my call to the car dealership is still on hold. Let me also point out something to note. See the little security light up here, the car with the lock? That's an indication when a key is properly programmed. The fact that it's on right now means the key it's sensing is not programmed. While we're waiting for this timer, let me show you something else. This is really important because if your vehicle battery ever dies or the fob battery dies, you're not gonna be able to get in unless you have the emergency key blade cut. And we have this awesome key by photo technology. You simply add the key by photo service to your order, and then you'll upload photos of your existing key, and we will cut your new key so it arrives already fitting your vehicle. I wanna show you a secret with your car door. Inside the fob is this emergency key blade. Slide it right up from the bottom like this and pry out. Now, look, we got a lock. Put it in, turn, and your door unlocks. Go this way, door is locked. Okay, we're about halfway through. I want to give you a couple of reminders. Remember what the app said, you've got about a 15-minute wait, but it'll vary by vehicle. Some, there's hardly any at all. This vehicle, there's this 10-minute wait. Now I know it's tempting, but do not close the app. Don't go do anything else on your phone. Just sit and wait. It might be hard. Don't be getting in and out of the vehicle. You don't want to disrupt anything in the middle of the programming process. It'll save yourself a whole lot of headache. I know it can be hard in our smartphone world, but just enjoy the silence or the clicking of the flashers. Okay, we're getting closer. Okay, while we're waiting, let's see how I'm doing on my phone call to the dealership.
How can I help you?
I'm trying to find out how much it costs to get a key fob programmed for a 2017 Acadia.
It's 1 hour of programming, so $175.
175? Does that usually take just 1 hour, or is it done early, or should I plan on extra time?
It's a standard fee. Sometimes it takes about 30 minutes. Sometimes it takes about an hour and a half.
Okay.
It really just depends on the vehicle and how long it wants to take to program the key. It's a flat fee.
All right,
So
excellent.
It definitely could be quicker, but it could be a little bit longer. I was just planning for 90 minutes. And
Yep.
if it's done quicker, then
Then it's a bonus. Okay, well, thank you so much for the info. I appreciate it. There you have it, about $400 to make a spare key at the Chevy dealership. Their key machine is broken. It's gonna take between 30 and 90 minutes, probably an hour. Just think of how much money you're gonna save by skipping the dealership, not having to pay an arm and a leg for the privilege of sitting at the dealership waiting while they do what you can do right at home in about 15 minutes. Okay, here we go, configuring the system. Please wait. We made it through that 10-minute wait. All right, notice on the dashboard, it says action required, ready for remote number 3. That's good. This vehicle has one remote that's lost somewhere in the world. The instructions tell us what we want to do. Click the start button one time, wait 5 seconds. The number ready for remote should appear on the dash. All right, if the number does not go up, reposition the remote, click the start button again. Okay, I'm gonna click the start button once. It went up. It now says ready for remote number 4. Okay, I'll go ahead and click continue. Configuring the system, please wait. All right, we got some flashing lights, tells me driver number 3, waiting for memory features. Do I have additional keys we want to program for this vehicle? Yes, we do. Put the next keyless remote into the programming area. Okay, so I'm going to pull out this blue one, set it down, grab the purple one, drop it in the programming slot. Okay, it tells me ready for remote number 4. Back to the app. I've got the next keyless remote in the programming area. Push continue. Click the start button one time, wait 5 seconds. All right, do we have any additional keys we want to program? No. Okay, if the dashboard is turned on, click the start button once to turn the ignition off. Press and hold the vehicle start button for 15 seconds, then click continue. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15. The ready for remote message should no longer be on the dash. If the message has not gone away, press and hold the start button for 12 to 15 seconds again. It just says start the vehicle. So that ready for remote message is gone. Now, I'll warn you, if something goes wrong on GM vehicles like GMC, Chevy, Buick, Sometimes what can happen is it gets stuck in programming mode. And by holding the start-stop button for 15 seconds, that helps tell the computer to exit the programming mode. What you'll find if that happens is it'll seem like your vehicle is not going to work. Nothing will start. You might get concerned, but never fear. There's an easy fix. You simply have to go disconnect the vehicle battery terminals, take the cables off the vehicle battery, and let it sit for a few minutes. Plug everything back in, and it'll start back after that. I know that can be a little disconcerting, but it's a really easy fix, and it's an easy thing to happen if you don't hold that start button down for the 15 seconds and get out of the programming mode. Okay, let's hit continue. Do not press the brake pedal. Press and hold the start button for 6 to 10 seconds until the dash is fully turned on. Okay, so notice other than the emergency flashers, which actually stopped beeping, but they're still flashing, I'm gonna hold this for 6 to 10 seconds. 1001, 2, 5, 6. There. Now we see everything flashing. Again, that's an important step. You wanna get all the lights going. The dashboard is fully turned on. It makes you feel like it might not be fully turned on. Notice that security light is still on solid. So we're not fully done with programming yet. It's important to follow all the steps. Okay, we're gonna hit continue. Configuring the system, please wait. Okay, security light just turned off. That's a good sign. Okay, press the start button for 2 seconds to turn the ignition off. 1001, 1002. And all my lights are off on the dash, except those emergency flashers. I'm gonna hit continue. Open and close the driver door once. Okay, opening that door, closing the door. Heard the horn beep in that process. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Configuring the system, please wait about 30 seconds. Give it a few seconds and be back. Okay, hold the brake pedal and push the start button to start the engine. Okay, I'm pushing the brake pedal down. I'm gonna push the start button. Boom! Look at that. The vehicle fired up. Awesome. The engine is running. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Click the start button to turn the engine off. I'm going to note that the security light is not on. Let's turn the engine off. Hit continue. Configuring the system. Please wait. We're getting close. Close to being done. It wants us to open and close the driver door once. We'll do that again. Close the door, horn beeped again, hit continue. Press the lock button and then the unlock button once on the new remote. Listen for the locks to click. Okay, we've got 2 new remotes. I'm gonna pull out the purple one that was I'm gonna click the lock button. Heard it click, and then the unlock button. The locks clicked, hit continue. If you heard the locks click, then click continue. If they didn't respond, make sure the remote has a new battery. If the door still don't unlock, you may have the incorrect part number. Okay, that's why you want to order right from TomsKey Company. We're going to make sure we get that you have just the right key for your vehicle. No, it didn't say to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and try the second new remote, the blue one. And hit lock and unlock. That one didn't do it. Okay, we'll hit continue. Success. Configuring the system, please wait. Current number of program keys is 4. Remember, we started with 2 because we had the one working key. There's another one lost somewhere in the world, so that makes 2. And now I've got these additional 2 keys. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Programming success. Please exit programming and test your new keyless remote. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and unplug our programmer. Turn off those emergency flashers. Let's test all these remotes. Here's the original one. Still locks and unlocks the door. Here's the purple one. Locks and unlocks the door. And here's the blue one. All right, that one's not working. Maybe this one has a dead battery. This is actually one that our customer brought to us, so it's possible they also got the wrong FCC ID number. Set it programmed, so we're gonna have to experiment with this. Okay, the next thing we wanna do is try starting the engine. Now, it's really important, we gotta get all the keys out of the vehicle because we wanna know which one's actually starting the engine. So to test that the remotes are working, I'm first gonna get all the keys out of the vehicle. Now that I've got them far enough away, I'm gonna hold down the brake and press the start button, and nothing happens. I get a no remote detected. Okay, that's what we want. That means I've got all the remotes far enough away that the vehicle can't detect any of them. So let's go ahead and bring them back in one at a time. Here's the original one. Obviously, we still want it to work. Boom. Engine fires up. All right, we'll turn off the engine. Bring the purple one back in. Go ahead and hold the brake down, press the start button. Excellent. This one's fired up. Let's try that third one. Okay, here's the blue one. Remember, this is the one that the remote buttons weren't working on. Could just be a dead battery. Let's see what happens when we try and start the engine. Nothing. Okay, getting the no remote detected signal. So, what's going on? The easiest thing is perhaps this is a dead battery. So how can we check that? Remember that programming slot? If your fob battery has died, put your key in there and try to start the engine. Okay, let's see what happens now. Look at that. It started right up. So, no security light issue. So this key is programmed. So there's one of two things going on. Either it's simply a dead battery, which we'll go ahead and replace the battery, find that out in a moment here. Or the customer who brought this to me may have ordered the incorrect key. And so it may have the components with the chip that actually starts the vehicle as long as it's next to the sensor, but the circuit board that sends all the signals so you can just keep this in your pocket or your purse and hit the start button could be completely incorrect. That could be a reason why the lock and unlock buttons don't work and it's not being sensed by the sensors unless the actual chip in this key is next to the programming slot. I'll go try changing the battery on the fob and tell you what happens in a minute. Can you believe how easy that is to make a spare key or fob without leaving home with the help of TomsKey Company? And we're saving hundreds of dollars and hours of time in the process. What's there to lose? We have great customer service. If you run into problems, no worries. We're here to help you. help.tomskey.com, and there's a phone number you can call to get help from real people during regular business hours. At TomsKey Company, it's important to us that you finish with a working key or fob. That's why you came to us. So we have a full money back guarantee. If for some reason our amazing customer service just can't help you get that spare key or fob working, no worries, send it all back, you get a full refund. It's that easy. So come to tomskey.com today, place your order, and you're gonna have a spare key or fob in no time. All right, I'm back. So we know these two work. This one kind of works. It'll start the engine if it's in the programming slot, so it's been programmed properly. But guess what I found out? Remember how I mentioned the wrong circuit board could be in here? The chip programmed, but the circuit board is incorrect. So I changed the battery, but this little test device shows a remote signal is being sent each time I click the buttons. So it turns out that the customer who bought this key from another source accidentally got one that doesn't have the correct circuit board in it. So this will be kind of a backup, but in order to use it, they're going to have to use the emergency key blade to unlock the door, and then they'll have to shove this thing in the programming slot. So yeah, it'll work, but boy, that would sure be a pain. So I'm sorry you didn't get to see the final demonstration of all three of these working. I'm going to work with the local customer to figure out what they want to do. You saw that these two both programmed, including that this one will start the engine. We just have to have the correct circuit board in it. After talking with the customer, they decided to have me make another key, and they'll return the incorrect one to that other website. Remember the blue one? Went back and got another one from TomsKey Company. They all work. Here's the purple one. Here's the new one, programmed it up. And here's the original one. When you buy from TomsKey Company, we guarantee they'll work or you get your money back. Be sure you smash the like button and drop a comment. And please subscribe. It'll help you find this video again so you can follow along when you're making your spare key and fob, and it'll help YouTube tell others just how much money people can save by skipping the car dealership and coming to tomskey.com to make a spare key or fob without leaving home.